Everybody seems to have lost their way. And I guess that means they're ready to die. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to SIBZ, West Coast, East Coast Siblings, where we talk about your favorite movies and TV shows. Today we're talking Vikings episode 16. This is going to be a review, biggest takeaways, reactions, all rolled into one video. So it's all right here. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and click the bell, as we're also covering Vikings Valhalla. That'll be on Netflix this year. So be sure to stay tuned for that. And we're always taking suggestions on what to cover next. So if you got a movie or a TV show that you'd like to see us see, yeah, leave it in the comments down below. But with that, let's get into it. Okay, so really quick, before we get into this week's episode, I totally missed something, and that was the fact that Oleg died. You know, I was just so disappointed by Oleg's character that I guess his death didn't resonate with me as a big takeaway. I mean, you think about it this way, he was supposed to be the ruthless ruler of the Kingdom of Rus, right? This great military threat to Kattegat and all of Norway. But over the course of the season, he allows so much to go on right under his nose. I really thought he was smarter than that. He allows Ivar's betrayal, Katya/Freydis' betrayal, Igor. So when it happens, he has no plan for it. And then when he starts to prophesy that Igor will kill Prince Deer himself, he actually prophesies his own death. At the end of Oleg's story, he ultimately was not true to his character, at least as it was portrayed in the beginning of the season. But I digress. Anyway, getting into episode 16, we left off with Ivar and Fitzurk trying to make their way into Kattegat and kind of win over the favor of the people. Now, they do this in a clever way, as Ivar is a really good strategist. He goes directly through King Harold, says, look, we're two sons of Ragnar, who the people still respect. Not them, but Ragnar. They say that if they join and support King Harold, that will semi-legitimize his claim to the throne, and in exchange, the king, Harold, will vouch for them and help win over the people. Now, I initially thought that through this semi-peace, Ivar would begin working his magic as he did in the Kingdom of Rus in order to take over the throne, in order to take over and be king of Kattegat. But no, he talks to Ivar and he really has just lost his way. He has no more ambition. And I think this really speaks to the fact that these characters are kind of done. They've done all the major things that we really wanted to see from them. They are who they're going to be. And I don't think any more adventures will help develop their characters. And I think, you know, it's fitting for this being the final season, as they've kind of run out of room to grow, which is hard to say for a lot of characters. And I say this about the whole show because it's not only one character. King Harold is also disillusioned with being king. This is something that he always wanted. He always wanted power. Then he started to question himself when he started admiring and respecting Bjorn in the way that he was not only strong and a powerful leader, but he was also loved by the people and did not force his way on anyone. He did it all by being good in the heart. So King Harold has lost his way, and again, Fitzurk has even lost his way as he reminisces about his life sitting at Bjorn's tomb, talking about how he never married and how he never did this and never did that, and kind of a woe is me thing. And then Eden comes and sleeps with him for reasons. I mean, yeah, he said he was lonely and he never married, but I don't think that was the problem he was seeking to fix. So Ingrid kind of foreshadows this earlier on in the episode, saying you three are never going to get together, never going to work together and have peace. She was referring to, of course, Ivar, Fitzurk, and King Harold. And so Ivar acknowledges this and realizes that the only way for them to have one last hurrah and a common goal, a common purpose, is for them to again begin raiding, and their target is Wessex. And from here, I would make a prediction, as I'm sure many of you have at this point, that this will spell the death for all of them, Ivar, Fitzurk, and King Harold, and pretty much anybody they take with them. Wessex is a very powerful land, and they really don't need to live past this event. So I hope I'm wrong. I'm hoping it's not that predictable, but at the same time, it would be a satisfying ending. I would completely understand why they would have to die, because at the end of the day, these guys are warriors. They kind of made their names during war times through battles, and so that's kind of the way that they have to go out, kind of live by the sword, die by the sword type of thing. From Ragnar dying in the Snake of Pits to Lagertha going out as a warrior, this is just kind of the end that comes to them. And finally, last but not least, well, yeah, kind of least, we have Ubba, Torvi, and Oter making their way, escaping from Greenland, as Kjetil was the nutcase that everybody knew and thought he was. They begin starving and dying of thirst. Kid drinks seawater and dies. Another guy's wife is dying. She needs more water, and they just stone cold say, no, you're not getting any water. And I'm like, didn't it just rain? Shouldn't they have used everything they had? How long have they been at sea? I don't even know. It's kind of blurring the lines. I'm not sure of the timeline. But Uba ultimately loses faith and begins whacking up on Oter's face. And guys, answer me this in the comments, but they don't really have a reason to survive either. I mean, if Uba wanted the throne at Kattegat, maybe to rule, maybe that would be a driving force for him and them to survive. But, like, honestly, they probably will just die at sea. And I know that's probably not a satisfying end, and so they'll probably have them survive and do something, but there's no real reason. Like, it doesn't push the story forward in any meaningful, significant way. So yeah, I'm wondering, you know, everybody gets mad when a show ends and they wanted another season so badly, but this show literally feels like it's fully matured. The entire story has been told and it's starting to slow down. It's starting to kind of lose significant meaning. A lot of this season, I feel, is just to end stories, just to kill people off. And I guess that's what a final season should be, but it just feels so fitting. Like there's nothing else that I really wanted anybody to do. Let me know in the comments below. Also subscribe and click the bell as always, because we are doing Vikings Valhalla and a whole bunch of other movies and TV shows. Leave your suggestions down in the comments below. Also guys, we're on Patreon now, so if you want to support the channel, links to that will be down in the description below. Also check out our sister channel, the La Quente Ledger. We put content up there every week as well. I've got my own Granted Geek show where I do tech and video games. There's sports, there's movies. So be sure to check that out. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I will see you for episode 17. Peace.